Hey y'all, it's your girl Dr. Nina and I hope you're doing well. Now I'm excited because today's video is getting back into that motivation and inspiration mode. And many of you have requested that not only in comments, but behind the scenes in my email list, in my chats and other things, stating that you need some more motivation for your goals and as you're encountering your journeys. Y'all know that I'm a self-proclaimed late bloomer and there's nothing wrong with that. But I find that a lot of people don't know how to weather that storm and not feel like they're not giving up on their dreams or their hopes or that they've never reached their goals, because everything for me came late, honey. Everything. Okay, from developing the best friendships, a network, a great career, and even meeting and marrying my husband. Everything took time. Okay, everything. And I feel like the internets will have you feeling like everything is like that. You get everything you want because you want it. And even the work that you put in doesn't matter. And if someone else says that you're not successful, then you're not. But I want to tell you today, this is for anyone feeling behind in life. And I want to give you those keys to feeling like life is more meaningful and successful by your own definition. But I also want to hear from you. Let me know down below in the comments, what are some of the things you're feeling behind in? And what are some of the things you're doing for yourself to help you or keep you encouraged on your journey and your goals? And also let me know some of the things I could be doing over here to help you with that, right? What are some of the video topics and ideas? I'm also listing some of the items that I've used along the way in my various different journeys, from weight loss to career success to marriage, anything. I want to make sure that I'm helping you. So let's get into this video. Over the years, I had to learn to stop not keeping my commitments. And while I'm one of the most disciplined people that most of my friends or family members will say they know, that was true of school and of work, especially when I got the hang of it. But baby, okay, when it came to social situations, I was dropping the ball all the time, knowing that I was not remotely interested in certain things, but I would say I was, commit myself to it, and then just not show up. And that's not okay. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll say, oh, I have prerogative with my time and I'm able to do that. Yes, with reason. But you certainly don't commit yourself to things that you know you ain't got no business committing to, because you're not gonna go. You're not gonna do it. Here's some examples of where it starts off. Oh, sure, girl, we can go and get some coffee, knowing you don't even like coffee. Oh, I'll be at the party, knowing you go to bed by 10 o'clock. Sure, we can ride to the event together. Now you know. And oh, I'll be at the workout class. Now, let me tell you something. I had to start punishing myself into doing things better with this. If I committed myself to it and there was nothing preventing my body from going, then I was going to go. Why? Because a lot of times when you skimp out on those things, you'll start skimping out on work. You'll start feeling sick before it's time for you to go to other commitments. You'll start giving up on the things that you said you wanted to do. And so even in the times where I said I was going to go and I knew I didn't want to go and it was my prerogative to skip out on it if I wanted to, I made myself go. Why? Because I needed to know that I could trust myself. When you stop doing and showing up to things, even when you feel like they're frivolous, then why did you commit to them? Why would you tell someone you can do something even if you know you're not going to show up? So I had to learn that showing up in every way in life was going to affect the way that I felt about myself, my self-trust and self-worth. And also it reflected in the way others treated me in my time. I couldn't get mad at other people for wasting my time if I was always wasting other people's time. Okay. So I urge you to really look at that. Any small commitments that you're always just saying yes to just to make the person happy, stop doing that. It is your prerogative to tell the truth and to definitely not just start selling dreams to people or telling them you're going to do something that you have no plans of doing. You'll feel better about yourself for actually holding to your word, whether it's yes or it's no. Over the years, I've had to learn how to quit running from personal problems and fears. And what I've learned is that if you don't own your fears and your problems, they will ultimately own you. I will tell you, I learned quickly that if I didn't look at my problems and if I didn't try to figure out what was going to be best for me, it literally left me with a hole, and it did not make the problems or the fears go away any faster. And in the same vein, I also had to learn that acknowledging my problems didn't make me less of a person. It actually made me better, so that I was able to look at those problems, dissect them, and figure out better ways to live in life. Once I did that, so much was much better. What I learned too is I had to give myself credit, because it wasn't that I didn't want to solve my problems. It was that I didn't have the tools to solve them, so I avoided them. Okay. And a lot of us do that day by day. But I'm going to say, just some examples. I had to learn even in my relationships. Number one, I would either get in these relationships romantically that went on way too long with, situations that were way too toxic on both sides, or I would leave way too fast. And I realized through that I had some abandonment things going on, that maybe were deeper rooted that I wasn't willing to own up to at the time. But once I did, things got much better. I knew how to balance my feelings and emotions, and also know everybody's not worth your time, but everybody is not worth your time. Okay. So I had to make sure that I was very clear on who was and be able to sort through that. And instead of blaming it on the world, I had to look within and figure out what I was doing in order to make the decisions that were going to be best for my life. The same thing can be said of weight loss. I know I bring that up a lot, but I think sometimes I was blaming it on, the way I was taught to eat or not taught to eat, or, everything that had happened in my past. And this is why I'm carrying around these issues for me were manifested through weight. And until I realized that, I wasn't able to solve my issue. Again, I'm not going to say weight is everybody's issue. I love it for a person to be very comfortable in the skin they're in, no matter their size. But for me, it carried a different significance. And the same thing can be said of friendships. When friendships would dissolve or, go awry, even in my older years, I had to learn that it wasn't always the problem of the other people. I had to look within and introspect and make sure that I was thinking about the ways that I exited those relationships or friendships, or how I was trying to maintain those friendships or relationships, or even if those had to go away because of a reason in my life. The season was over. And I promise, when you start to look at and not run away from your problems, when you don't try to blame them on other people or put them on other people, your life becomes that much sweeter for it. I have made sure I've worked hard to share with you all the way that I've developed myself in my personal life, my health goals, my career as a full professor, building healthy habits, and living life as a clinic director. But I've also had to learn ways to integrate these roles into my life as a creator, and that's hard. That's why I'm so happy that there are places that share how to achieve those goals, build a solid career, and give back to myself along the way. For me lately, I've learned so much from Skillshare, and they're the sponsor of today's video. You may know Skillshare for classes in photography, film and video editing, and illustration, but did you know that Skillshare has hundreds of career-focused classes too? Yep, they do. There are courses under creating confidence and silencing that inner critic. Oh my goodness, I need them and I love them. I love a lot of the topics that they have, and I'm making my way through them as well. They have one titled Creative Breakthrough, 8 Exercises to Power Your Creativity, Confidence, and Career by Danielle Crisa. And when I tell y'all, this one is amazing because it goes over everything, not just how to build yourself as a creative, but the things you need to do for yourself, like giving yourself a break, taking time away from your creative mode so you're able to build yourself back up and give back to you. I know I have to remember that often. And another course I'm loving is the Confidence for Creatives, 5 exercises to grow your confidence and self-care. Y'all know I'm a self-care queen, love it. And Eugenia Washington is the perfect person as a model, brand person. She's amazing to teach this course. And it's been nice to see the course projects and how people are able to post the various things that they're doing and working on. It just makes it so much more real world. This is the perfect time of year to reinvent your goals and yourself. And remember, I've always told you that no goal is too small. Thinking about our future can be intimidating, but let's take that pressure off by starting small. Maybe you want to learn some productivity tips like me, empower some me time. Maybe the goal is to just start building a personal brand style. Skillshare teachers can take you through step by step. Now, I know many of you are transitioning and looking to switch up your career and your life goals. Skillshare has the tools and the teachers to help you achieve those goals and do all of that and more. Now, the first 1,000 people to use my link below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. You heard me right, 1-month free trial. Go ahead and check it out. So I really had to learn to let go of perfectionism and stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Y'all, I was the best at trying to orchestrate life for years to come. But let me share with you what the very definition of perfectionism is, okay? So for those that don't know, perfectionism is the tendency to demand of others or of oneself an extremely high or flawless level of performance beyond what is required of the situation. In a nutshell, it's doing too much, way too much to try to achieve a goal or an arbitrary goal that no one even knows exists, okay? And so for me, my issues and my standards were so high for myself that I became super self-critical in almost everything I tried to achieve. And that led to me feeling very upset and very critical of other people around me, especially if they seem very comfortable in their own skin. Now, I experienced this in my late teens and early 20s because I promise y'all, God must have allowed a transcendence to come, because through things like my weight loss journey, I've taken good care of myself. That's been like 17 years. And I will say for me that a lot of times I didn't succeed at weight loss. It took me like 100 tries. That first time was not perfect. Why? Because I didn't feel worthy of doing it. I also was afraid of the maintenance. Let's be real. I didn't want to keep it up. Once you lose the weight, you got to keep it off. Okay. If you want to be healthy, that's what you want for you. At least for me, that's what I knew what was recommended, what was going to be needed, and I didn't want to be responsible. So in turn, I became very critical of myself, and instead of moving forward, I was just holding myself back. I wouldn't do the things that I knew I could do, and I was setting the standard so high that when I didn't achieve it, I'm like, oh, that's why I don't even do this. That's why I don't even work out, because guess what? I ain't gonna lose no weight. Guess why? I don't even try to eat right, because I'm not gonna lose no weight. I was finding every excuse in the book, y'all. Everyone. Same thing with career and my passions. Now, y'all know before my life as a full professor, clinical work and all of that, I definitely struggled. And it took me so long, it seemed, to get through school, to get through postdoc, to get through all kinds of things. And I will tell you, there were many times I wanted to give up. And I thank God I didn't, because sitting here before the age of 40 as a full professor, I tell you, there were several times I wanted to give up on myself. And it was mainly because of me wanting to be in control of everything, to have a say over everything. But that's not how life works. It doesn't work like that. And the way to calm my heart in those situations was I had to remember things that had happened in my past. Why was I so critical about myself? Why didn't I want to see myself for who I was? And what was so wrong with being imperfect? I'm going to ask you, what's so wrong with being imperfect? The world, yes, the internet is great at telling us you need to do this, you have to do that. And that's why here I try to suggest things you can do, but I'm not going to tell you what you need to do in order for your life to be meaningful and successful. You have to determine what that is. And once you determine that, stick to that journey. You might have to take some detours. You might have to do some things differently, but that doesn't mean you've done it wrong. And it might not be to my standard. It might not be to your mother's standard or your father's standard, but it can be to yours. Okay. It can be to yours, and you can feel that sense of success. Furthermore, stop trying to shoot from the stars or try to shoot for the stars with everything. Just try to get through first and see what you're capable of, so that you can celebrate and congratulate yourself. And if you're having some trouble, I have my free 8-day supernatural video program. So if you check that out, I'm guaranteeing that you'll find some nuggets in there of some very valuable things in order for you to meet your goals. So check that out at the links down below as well. So y'all, I hope today's video was beneficial, and I hope that anyone that's feeling behind in life can definitely find some solace in today's tips and things that I feel like you're not going to just find any and everywhere, because I'm not trying to sell you a dream. I want you to definitely learn from this. So make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.